Hey guys, MightyGazelle here with a reflection, discussion, and just sharing some things with you guys. Okay, so as you can tell by the title, as well as my community posts that I've put the last week or so, I have read the remainder of the Attack on Titan story in the manga. The manga just wrapped up about 2.5 weeks ago, roughly. I don't know the exact date. I think it was early May. Um, no, April, early April. Um, so first and foremost, I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of questions, like why didn't? Okay, so I've actually gotten a few of these questions already. Um, First of all, why did you not wait for the anime? Second of all, why didn't you react to the manga on camera? Because since you've already been doing reactions for the whole series, why didn't you do it on the manga? And three, what did you think of the ending? For a while now, for the past week or so, I've really tried to decide how I would go about talking about this. Because this is such a huge series and it is so tightly written, and honestly, it's kind of beyond my comprehension of just the mastermind work of a lot of how the story was made. Um, so I decided the best way for me to go about this is just the old fashioned way. Just sit here, talk to you guys, tell you what I thought. Um, First and foremost, though, I want to answer the two pressing questions. Why did you read the manga, and why didn't you like record it? Um, so I originally, if you guys watched my anime reactions to the series, especially the first half of season 4 that just ended, you'll know that I said I was going to wait for the anime, and that was the plan. But like 2 or 3 weeks ago, whenever the finale happened in the manga, people on Twitter were freaking out about it. It was trending. Attack on Titan, Aaron, like it was all trending. And I was like, oh shit, that's right. That the manga is supposed to end this month. Um, and I thought to myself, like, do I really want to wait for the anime and a risk being spoiled as to what happens, and b like just the curiosity of it. Like there's a few factors really. Um, so I decided, you know what, I am going to read it because I have gotten spoiled of things in the past from my reactions on YouTube. Like the fact that the man with the um, cut off leg and the eye patch and stuff was Aaron all along in disguise. That was revealed to me prior to the actual reveal. Now I've beaten that dead horse a lot. I mean, a lot of that was my fault for just not noticing, I guess. But anyway, I digress. Um, so yeah, I decided I'm just gonna read this before I risk any chance of spoilers, just even on Twitter or wherever, because I didn't want to avoid Twitter forever, especially with this trending. I didn't know how long it was gonna be trending. Um, so I sat down and I read from the moment that the anime left off. I found the chapter and then read onward. Um, so I'm from here on out, I'm going to be talking about stuff that happens in the manga. So if you're not a manga reader, or if you don't like want to be spoiled for anything, uh, don't listen any further, because I'm going to dive into what I thought. Um, first impressions. I just want to say, I don't read much manga outside of My Hero Academia, and I really admire Horikoshi, the way he does the manga and the art and the story and stuff. This is my first experience reading the Attack on Titan manga. Um, I know it's kind of like people might be mad at me for like not being a true manga reader for the series, because I jumped in just to finish the end of the story. And if you're mad at me for that, whatever. I apologize. I guess I didn't mean to offend anyone, but um, irrelevant. I was very impressed by the art style of the manga. I didn't expect to enjoy the art as much as I did, but it's got a very unique. I apologize. I don't know the creator's name of the series off the top of my head, um, but the manga. it's definitely a different look than the anime, at least from the chapters I read. I'm sure his art style has gradually changed over time throughout the chapters and stuff. But I was very pleased. It had some great, like, if I had to describe it, it's a kind of like a rough, sketched, heavy look, but it's like really well detailed, and it's, I don't know, I just want to say I really enjoyed it. Okay, so how do I want to describe? I think the best way for me to, I've grappled with this forever. How am I going to explain what I thought about the ending of the series? I think it's best that I start at the end and work my way back, because the end is the pressing thing that everyone wants to kind of discuss, and me too. I kind of wanted to discuss it. I'm gonna start there and kind of work my way back and hit some things that I want to talk about. By the way, this video might be kind of long, because it's just me kind of talking. So sit back, relax. I hope you enjoy. I hope I don't bore anyone here. Okay, the ending. Let me just say, as someone who only who only watched the anime up until now, never in a million years did I think that the ending of this series was going to be as bonkers and as insane and off the walls as it turned out to be. Like, this series goes in it goes kind of down the rabbit hole of just like weirdness at a certain point. And what I'm referring to mainly, there's a lot of things, but Eren becomes like a god essentially of Attack on Titan. Like, okay, I apologize in advance if I butcher the story here. This is just a novice, a casual fan who is trying to explain this. Okay, and I'm going to get this wrong. So Eren essentially he gets control over the spirit or embodiment of Ymir in that alternate sort of plane where all the memories converge of the special Titans and just all kind of Titans in general, just this kind of spiritual hub for where Ymir resides and stuff. And Eren wrestles with control with Zeke, and by the way, Zeke has some interesting stuff going on too. That's a whole different discussion we'll get to. Eren essentially manages to convince Ymir. By the way, Ymir has a fantastic backstory / origin. I shouldn't say fantastic, but it's a very good idea of how Ymir got like the founding abilities and stuff. How Ymir was a slave, and fell down this spiritual tree or whatever, and connected with just the spine or whatever you want to call it of the Titan, and just became the founding Titan. And that was all really cool. That's stuff I'm really eager to see animated. Anyway, so Eren wrestles with control of Zeke over her influence, because originally it was you had to be of royal blood to command Ymir, but Eren sort of overrides that, and he becomes this just gigantic skeleton Titan monster that is the thing of nightmares. It is very disgusting. Not saying I didn't like how it looked. Like, I appreciated it. It was awesome, but it was also very gross. And Eren essentially activates the rumbling, right? And it's destroying Marley and all the other nations of the world. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, he's actually doing it. He's actually, like, the rumbling's going on. And then before you know it, they say 80% of all the other countries or whatever is already destroyed. I'm like, damn, that was fast. I thought they would be able to stop it in time, but no. Eren essentially wipes out most of the world outside of Paradise. So, again, we're going to start at the end and work backwards. But Mikasa and all the others, Armin and Reiner and everyone who have teamed up, which, by the way, I'll get to that, the team up stuff, because that was probably some of my favorite stuff that we get. They all team up to try to stop Eren, and a whole bunch of fighting happens. Eren's able to conjure up kind of like the bodies of past Special Titan users, and some of them have like the residual spirits of the prior users of them, and they're able to like reject Aaron's control, and they actually help them. It's really cool. We get that with Bertholdt. We get that with the guy who was the Beast Titan before Zeke. I forget his name. He's the guy with the glasses. He was the scientist. A few of them managed to kind of help out the heroes. And the series ends with Mikasa being the one to defeat Eren. She jumps into the mouth. Well, so like a bunch of stuff happens. Like they blow up the big skeleton thing, and then Eren kind of gets detached from Ymir, and then he's kind of a colossal titan. It's madness. Like the ending is just bonkers. Like it would take me hours to sit here and describe it all to you, but I'm not going to do that. Anyway, Mikasa jumps into the mouth where you see Eren's head like attached with this like skeletal structure thing inside the colossal titan. And she's the one to kill him. She goes in and cuts his head off, and then she kisses him. Like their relationship is just all over the like it's crazy. Anyway, she cuts his head off. Everything collapses, like the rumbling stops and stuff, and then when that happens, I'm going to butcher this because I don't fully understand. I just read it the one time and kind of let it digest over the last week or so. By the way, I binged it all too. I didn't like read a chapter a day or anything like that. I was thoroughly engaged as to what was going to happen, and I stayed up very late reading it. And then basically Mikasa is able to send a final command to all the subjects of Ymir, all of the Eldians, that basically turns everyone, like it gets rid of Titans. Like it gets rid of everyone, like Reiner and everyone. He's no longer the armored Titan. Like everyone just stops becoming a Titan, and everyone's a normal. That was kind of the last command. And then we get like everyone's all celebrating and stuff. And perhaps the takeaway moment, like the best moment to me anyway. Well, there's a few great moments, but you get this moment where Levi, who by the way was able to kill Zeke like he promised. Shit, I'm just blanking on names right now. He promised. Shit, why can't I not remember his name? He's like my favorite character. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. I'm blanking out. Anyway, he promised his friend, and he sees the ghosts of all of Erwin. Freaking Erwin. Why did I forget his name? He's my favorite character. Anyway, promised Erwin, and you see all the ghosts of the people who had given their hearts, and you get this shot of Levi just sitting there, and it's just a great send off to that storyline that was going on. I loved that. By the way, I actually didn't mention this. My answer as to why I didn't record my reaction to all this. A few reasons. Even though I am a reactor on YouTube, there are some things I still like to experience off camera. And I guess that is a little bit selfish of me, but also it's not, because it's just, I don't want to record literally everything that I experience, you know? And of course I'll still be reacting to the anime when it comes out and everything. So, rest assured, you'll still see my reaction to it brought to life. It was just me reading the story. And by the way, the chapters are so long. I didn't realize how long the chapters were. It would take forever to make videos recording because it was like 20 chapters I had to read. That would take forever. Anyway, I'm off track. So anyway, Mikasa says I'll bury him out by the tree that he always took naps at. And she takes him out there, and we see him buried under that tree, and we get sort of like some like symbology. It's not symbology, symbolism. I'm very tired today. symbolism where she's wearing the scarf and like a bird comes and like pecks at the scarf and like kind of flies away, and it makes you think, is that Eren like reincarnated, or is it like just like Eren from above sending a message or whatever, you know? Like, very beautiful scene. And that's where it ends. Now, you might be thinking, based on how I've been talking about the ending so far, that I loved it, that I loved everything about the ending, and how this series wrapped up. That is not entirely true. I finished reading, and I quickly go and check everyone's reaction on Twitter and wherever other forums and stuff, just to get a general feel for like what people thought. And it's apparently really divisive. Like, you have people defending it, who are very advocately saying that no, this is great, this is exactly how the series should have ended. You have other people saying that like, no, it was a terrible ending, and just like, you know how it goes. I mean, anytime a big series ends, you're gonna get people who love it, hate it, whatever. I just want to applaud the creator for one thing specifically. He had something he wanted to do, and he made an ending that only he could make. This, like I said, beginning this series in the anime, never expected it to go off the rails bonkers, kind of out there like it ended up being. Like, it went from Eren and the humans against the Titans. It was the bastion of humanity against an unforeseen, unknown threat that just kept coming at them and eating them and terrorizing them. And it ended up being Eren again, but him essentially becoming God / savior to his people at the cost of like decimating the rest of the world. And it's just Eren. So, by the way, okay, we're going to start working our way back now that I've talked about the ending. But Eren, honestly, and I'm not just saying this, might be the most fascinating main character I have ever seen for a like series, like a shonen. I don't know if you call this a shonen, but just like in series in general, he is neither the good guy nor the bad guy. It kind of depends on where you fall and where you see his ideology. So in the end, while Eren killed like literally a majority of the population of their planet, he said it like the way he was describing it to his friends. He specifically let his friends try to stop him, because he's like, just as I am free to go about what I'm doing, you're just as free to try to stop me. Eren's whole ideology was about freedom. It was about not being in a cage. It was about whatever you wanted to do, you could do it. Like, nothing should hold you back. And it's just such a fascinating like ideology. I don't know. Because in the end, like I said, he's not a villain or a hero. I guess he could be, depending on how you view it. And with that being said, you know, do I like how the series ended? It's not like my cup of tea the way it went down, but I can't help but appreciate like what the creator was going for, because I think what he was going for, he succeeded like perfectly in what he wanted to do. Just based on me watching and reading it, you know. It doesn't matter at the end of the day what I want of the series or what I would have chosen, because that's why you watch someone else's creation, to see how it plays out. It's not to please me or to please you, or even to like necessarily please the masses. It's a story. You don't have to love it or hate it. Like, just because you don't agree with something doesn't mean you can't appreciate what it was, you know? And that's how I feel about Attack on Titan. Like, do I like seasons 1 through 3 more than what 4 and what the second half of 4 will eventually be based on this. Yes, I liked the feeling and the tone, the perspective of it all, the mystery, that feel of seasons 1 through 3 more. Personally, I enjoyed that more, and that's just how I feel. But with season 4, what it set out, what they're setting out to do with the story with Eren and whatnot, just because I don't like it as much doesn't mean it should be any less appreciated. So that's kind of my feeling on the ending. Not what I would have done. But again, I'm not a story creator. I couldn't make shit half as good. I don't think it would take me a long ass time to even try. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts on the ending. But I want to kind of backtrack now and cover some of the stuff that happened in between, because there was some really good stuff. Okay, the scene that we're gonna get immediately when part 2 happens for season 4 is gonna be nuts. Okay, the scene where Eren is trying to reunite with Zeke, and he nearly reaches him, and Gabby shoots his head off. That was crazy. And then Zeke like catches it before he like loses consciousness or whatever, and then you see the spine like connect to the body. The shit was nuts, man. That was an intense scene. That was all great. The fighting all around them was all great. And I loved when Eren became the god like that he could like manipulate all the Eldians and stuff and like talk to them with telepathy. I loved how he got rid of all hardening that was out there. I think he got rid of Reiner's armor, and then but the big thing is he got rid of the crystal that was containing Annie. And Annie is a character that I really liked, and I really wanted to come back into the story. And I kept thinking, how is she going to come back in the story? We're supposedly nearing the end of the story. This is my anime mindset. Like, where is she going to come into play as I started reading? Like, and that's how she comes back into play. She is great. She is an awesome addition to the cast of characters again, which leads me to probably my favorite part of like what the remainder of the story had to tell. And it was all these people who were once enemies throughout all these episodes and seasons and whatnot, kind of coming together and realizing that they need to band together because they put their prejudices aside, their prior prejudices. And what I mean is like the people from Marley. You have the commander. I don't remember his name. He's like kind of the darker dude. He's really cool. I just don't remember his name. Gabby, Falco, Reiner, Peak, Annie, obviously, who are allied with Marley, and then you have people from Paradise with like Mikasa, Armin, Jean, like all these. One of my favorite scenes is where they're sitting down by the campfire, and they're just like hashing it out, like they're arguing and they're discussing things, and it's just like, this is awesome. This feels like the culmination of what the series was coming to, and you have all these unique, awesome characters who like hated each other for a long time, you know, and they've come together and they're talking things out. They don't always disagree. They don't always agree on things, but they're there together fighting, and that was great. I loved when they're trying to work together to get the plane, because they need the plane to like catch up to Eren, who's leading the rumbling and stuff. I love how Annie was developing this like crush on Armin. Armin was there like every day, like talking to her when she was in crystal form and stuff. And that was really sweet. I thought that was adorable. By the way, I love how in the end, I love how Reiner lives. I want to say that before I forget. Because Reiner was such a tormented character throughout this entire series. In a lot of ways, he was kind of like a polar opposite of Eren, kind of. Where Eren progressively got colder and more rock solid and rigid and determined as the series progressed. Reiner became more and more broken and less sure of himself through a lot of situations. Obviously, in the end, like he was an integral person in like stopping him and stuff. But I just think Reiner, like there's not a lot of perfect comparisons to make, but his contrast to Eren was really fascinating. I'm glad he lived in the end. It's just a nice feeling that that character of all people got away from it all, like managed to live. Um, so yeah. Uh, uh, so that was great. Them all teaming up, and then oh, by the way, I forgot to mention freaking Falco becoming a Titan, and then eating was it Porco that he ate? He was originally about to eat Reiner, and I think Porco, the Jaw Titan, came out and distracted him and had him eat him instead, which was nuts. And then a nice flashback to when Falco was hallucinating about like flying and stuff. He was having that dream on the battlefield. He was actually able to develop into a bird type Titan and fly, which is really, really cool. That came into play after their plane got shot down when they were trying to like reach Eren and stuff. I'm glossing over a lot of like moments, but there's just, you gotta read the manga for yourself. I'm just kind of hitting the moments that I wanted to like discuss. Let's see, is there anything else I really need to talk about? I think I've covered most things, like the big key points I wanted to discuss. Oh, I have a question for you guys. This I didn't get, maybe because I'm stupid, I don't know, but they were showing a scene where it was, so Eren, the reason Eren acted the way he did for the most part was when he kissed Historia's hand, he saw the future. He saw like things that were going to come to pass, because apparently the Attack Titan, one of its abilities is it can see into the future, which is like, okay. That's a whole thing by itself. But there is, I felt like they implied that Historia's kid was with Eren, which was weird to me. That Eren would just say, "Hey, Historia, let's have a baby together." That just felt odd to me. Like, was it Eren who had a kid with Historia? Maybe I misread that wrong. But I don't know. You guys tell me. That felt kind of weird to me. Another thing is it never really showed what happened to the spine of Ymir at the end. I guess it just like disintegrated away, but it didn't really give it its own shining moment. But yeah, I like how all the people who were doomed with the curse of Ymir, with the shortened lifespan, they got the Titan thing removed from them, and they were able to live like normal lives and stuff. I thought that was great. So yeah, I think I've said about all I can say in my opinion about the ending of Attack on Titan. There are people out there who call this the greatest series of all time. There are people who are really upset with the ending of this series. I find myself kind of off to the side. Like I said, I don't love the ending personally. I don't love the angle that it went for, but I can't help but appreciate like what he did, you know? Like, it's not up to me to decide how the series ends. I think that what he decided to do was masterful in its own right. Like, it's fascinating. Eren's such a fascinating main character. His ideals and his there's I've never seen a main character like him. Okay, just never have. Him and Mikasa, they finally kissed, but it was as like Eren was dead, which is like a whole, that's nuts, you know. Anyway, yeah, I promised you guys I would make this video explaining my thoughts. I debated for a long time how I would share my thoughts. Hopefully I explained myself well. Again, I didn't cover every single thing, but you know, I did my best. And of course I'll be reacting to the rest of the season as well. But this time it'll be as someone who does know what's going to happen. And I apologize if a lot of you are upset that I didn't do a reaction to the manga chapters. But like I said, sometimes it's fun to just experience things on your own. And you'll still see my reactions from the anime. So, yeah. Hope you guys found this video insightful. Please leave your thoughts down below. What did you think of the finale? Did you agree with it? What would you give it out of 10? Like if since most of you who are watching this video are probably fans, like give it a 1 to 10 and like kind of give your opinion on it. I'd love to read them. If I were to grade it personally, ooh, that's tough. As a whole, I would give the series an 8. In terms of what I like, my like enjoyment. And it kind of makes me sad to say that, because I'd say by the end of season 3, if you had asked me from just season 1 to season 3, I'd honestly give the series like a 10. Like I really was on track to just loving the hell out of all of it. Like again, I like the stuff that we've gotten in season 4. It's great, and I appreciate the ending, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. I'd say like everything post season 3, I'd give like a 7. So it like averages out to be like an 8, or like, you know, around there. So hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, until the anime resumes, or whoever, if you follow my channel, you know, I appreciate it nonetheless. This has been MightyGazelle, hoping you all have a mighty day. See you guys.